Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Marty. I am here back at the Disneyland Resort celebrating Disneyland's 70th birthday / anniversary. It is the happiest celebration on earth. That's what they say. I'm gonna go find out. I'm gonna do as much as I can, try to show you all the cool 70th theming, merch. We'll try to get on some rides, we'll see some shows. It's gonna be an awesome day. I hope you are ready. I know I am. Let's go do this. All right, our magic bands are scanned. We are in the entrance. They have their 70th Celebrate Happy background with the train. It looks really awesome. It is very busy and it is really hot. Ooh, not like Florida humidity hot, but Florida temperature hot. And did you know this area, the entrance here, this is where Walt wanted everybody to reset. Right? There's no music here because you haven't technically entered the show. It's like that area of the movie theater before you actually enter the doors of the movie theater. Then, as you go under the archways, that is when the curtains open up and the show begins. Forgetting about the past, because here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. Disneyyanna is my favorite store to go into because I am a huge Disney art connoisseur. My whole house looks like a Disney art studio. This is something new for the 70th, which is the Walt show, which is currently having technical difficulties. I hope that it comes up. But little secret about this, if you push this little drawer right here, it talks to you. It looks like they have a rather large item in the vault today. This is a very life-size picture. Wow, this is beautiful. You'd have to have a huge wall to put this on. Disneyland is your land, and it is going for only $28,000. It's really pretty. If you cannot afford the $28,000 original, you can get a deluxe print. This one doesn't say how much it is, but I'm going to assume it's around $40 to $50. And if that one is still out of your price range, you can also get a postcard, which again doesn't have a price on it. Actually, it does have a price. It is $6.99. There you go. For the 70th birthday, they have these keys that you can put into different parts of the park, but this is a much larger key for $250, and that lights up. Coming soon, so not yet. This one is really pretty. That's gorgeous. It just kind of adds both of the parks together. This one is $1,410. That's a little bit more reasonable. this is the part where my camera started to act really funky, so hence the voiceover. A Magical Life with Walt Disney is a brand new show that they are doing for the 70th anniversary. And before you go into the show, you get to see all these really cool things, such as one of the original horses from the carousel, the actual bench that Walt Disney sat on as he was looking at that carousel and had the idea for Disneyland, where families could come, get together, eat popcorn, and enjoy time with their families. And this is the actual bench where he dreamed up. And yes, those are real peanuts from way back in the day. As you traverse further in, you'll see some old historic toys and memorabilia, the Mouseketeer hats from the late 50s and 60s. And if you were young enough around that time, you know what I'm talking about. Some of the concept art when Disneyland was being dreamed up and the sketches that were involved with the Imagineering of some of these rides and the amazing sketches of what the park could have looked like. This map specifically, Griffith Park, was what Walt was envisioning originally for Disneyland. And that's what it was going to be, just this little rectangular park. And it slowly got bigger and bigger and bigger. Here we see some more memorabilia from back in the day. My boy Pluto, I love Pluto. And look at, he has his own little trinkets and everything like that, his own watch. How cool is that? I would love to own one of these. This next map is the first map of Disneyland of what it would look like on opening day. So I could just stare at this thing for hours, just looking at all of the different details. And then there's this area over here where it's kind of in 4 different sections, 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. You could see the very first animatronic, which was the parrot from the Tiki Room, and the singing flowers, and what that original animatronic looked like. It was so simple. Next in this trophy case, you see some of Walt Disney's trophies. And yes, these are the original trophies that he was awarded. And I actually got to hold one of Walt Disney's actual Oscar awards at the studios in Burbank, which was pretty cool. They are very, very heavy. This section right here is depicting some of the animatronics from It's a Small World, and pictures in the background of Walt with those animatronics. And here's some with Pirates of the Caribbean. You get to get really up close and personal with them. The amount of detail is amazing. So then you enter the theater, and I'll just say sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
They say that Hollywood is a town built on dreams, and one of its greatest dreamers was Walt Disney. His life was filled with both exhilarating success and heartbreaking setbacks. But he never gave up. He just kept moving toward that great big, beautiful tomorrow. The story of Walt's life is truly a magical one, and no one could tell it quite like Walt himself.
My dad worked as a carpenter in the World's Fair building. He eventually ended up in Chicago as a contractor, and he was doing that when I was born, December 1901. But my dad made some money as a contractor, and he wanted to get back to the farm. They finally ended up buying this farm in Marceline, Missouri. It was a beautiful farm, but it was not the kind of farm to make a living on. Things got pretty tough on the farm, and my dad had a sickness. So my dad sold the farm, took the money, and went to Kansas City. And my dad bought this Kansas City Star route. And they gave me a route. I was about 9 or 10 when I started that. Winter, we'd go out at 3:30 in the morning out after a blizzard, or in a blizzard, or in pouring rain. It didn't matter. I did that for 6 years. was tough.
The constant hardship took a heavy toll on the Disney family. One by one, the children began to leave home. Then one day, Walt woke up to find his best friend, his brother Roy, had gone as well. So Walt did something that he would do throughout his life when things got tough. He took a chance.
My brother had joined the Navy, so I wanted to join it. Well, I was still a year too young. I was 16. Finally, this kid come in to me very excited. He said, "There's something just forming here that you and I can get in." I said, "What is it?" He said, "An ambulance unit." I was in Paris, 3rd of September, when Pershing pulled out. Paris, which had been this exciting thing with all its soldiers and things, suddenly there wasn't a soldier to be seen. And I suddenly became very lonesome. So then I went in and put a request in to be discharged. Well, I hit Chicago. That's where my parents were living. And I said, "Dad, I want to be an artist." And my dad, he just couldn't buy that. So I pulled safe and moved to Kansas City. Roy was in Kansas City working at a bank. One of the fellows working with Roy said, "Say, I have a couple of friends that have an art shop." So I went up to these samples, and there were all these corny things I'd done in France. Well, my gosh, they hired me. I mean, right on the spot. So I took the camera home, and then I started experimenting. My own way. So then I went into this Kansas City Film Anthem. So that was where I got started in the animation business. So I was thinking if I had something with a novel to it, I might crack the market. But I still couldn't get anywhere with it. I failed. I learned a lot out of that. And I think it's important to have a good failure when you're young.
So I packed all my worldly goods in a cardboard suitcase. I went to Hollywood, arriving there with just $40 in my pocket from my Kansas City ventures. Now my brother Roy was already in Los Angeles. Both of us were unemployed. We solved the problem by going into business for ourselves. We established the first animated cartoon studio in Hollywood.
Walt's dreams were finally coming true. He had his first big hit, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And he had married the love of his life, Lillian, an ink and paint artist at the studio who shared his dreams. Then he was dealt a devastating blow. On a business trip to New York City, he learned that he had lost ownership of Oswald due to a contract loophole. And to make matters worse, the distributor had signed away Walt's artists. Most people would have given up right then and there. Not Walt Disney. He sent a telegram to his brother Roy. Everything okay. And as he headed home to California, something happened along the way that would change things forever.
Mickey Mouse came into our life.
He popped out of my mind onto a drawing pad on a train ride from Manhattan to Hollywood at a time when the business fortunes of my brother Roy and myself were at lowest ebb and disaster seemed right around the corner. His first actual screen appearance was at the Old Colony Theater in New York in Steamboat Willie. He was the first cartoon character to express personality, and I thought of him from the first as a distinct individual. I did the voice.
Hang on, pal. Here we go.
Mickey was simply a little personality assigned to the purposes of laughter. Mickey fitted the need exactly. He brought in the money which saved the day. He enabled us to explore our medium, and he paved the way for our more elaborate screen ventures.
By nature, I'm an experimenter, so I had another idea which was plaguing my brain. It was the Silly Symphonies. It was a series without a central character.
Every one of us a new type of subject to give us something to reach out and accomplish something different. Then we started distributing both Mickey Mouse and the Simpsons. It was nip and tuck, getting them out.
Walt began to push himself and his artists, and when he wasn't working, he was worrying about the future. And then the inevitable happened. In 1931, he had what he called a heck of a breakdown. So he did something unique for Walt Disney. He took time off and took his wife on the first vacation they had ever had. When they returned, he was a new man, filled with ideas for the future.
Handwriting on the wall there, because the short subject is just a filler on any program. Now, if I could crack the feature field, then I could do things. I had done a little story research on different fairy tales I might do, and Snow White was one of them. I thought it was a perfect story. I had the heavy.
It's a magic wish now. Now, make a wish.
I had the prince, then the girl, the romance. I had the sympathetic dwarfs and things. We started Snow White sometime late 35, and it was around 2 years in the making. We had the family fortune, we had everything wrapped up in Snow White. In fact, the banker, I think, was losing more sleep than I was. We had a big premiere, the Carthy Circle Theater, big, grand Hollywood premiere. All of Hollywood brass turned out for a cartoon.
The Granny of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is going to be presented this beautiful statue. Isn't it bright and shiny?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Aren't you proud of it, Mr. Disney?
Well, I'm so proud, I think I'll bust.
With the profits of Snow White, I built a studio. 2 years later, I was almost broke. But I had all these pictures and words. But okay.
You can see there are no strings on me.
Bambi. Fantasia.
That was when the war came. The whole world was collapsing down. So many of my boys went through the service. So I just practically stopped my feature production. That's all I could do. But after the war, it was quite a problem picking up the pieces. I knew that diversifying in the business would be the salvation of it. So I tried various things. I wanted to go beyond the cartoon. But I thought if I could get into the live end, there's things I could do.
Stand by, engines. Not bad, eh, Charlie? Let's open her up and see what you really do.
I wanted to look different types of things that I could fall on my nose with one of these pictures, but I had another one right behind it that would hit.
After long concentration on live action and cartoon films, we decided to try something that would employ about every trick we learned in the making of films. We would combine cartoon, live action, in an enormous fantasy, Mary Poppins. As the original Mary Poppins budget of $5 million continued to grow, I never saw a sad face around the studio. Even my brother Roy was happy. This made me nervous. And a horrible thought struck me. Suppose the staff had finally conceded that I knew what I was doing.
Once again, Walt Disney had created storytelling magic to reinvent family entertainment. But even then, he wasn't finished. He had a bigger dream in mind.
Well, it came about when my daughters were very young, and Saturday was always Daddy's Day with the two daughters. So we'd start out and try to go someplace with, different things. And I'd take them to the merry-go-round, and I took them different places. And as I'd sit there while they rode the merry-go-round, did all these things, I felt that there should be something built, some kind of a
an amusement enterprise built where the parents and the children could have fun together. So that's how Disneyland started. It takes a lot of money to make these dreams come true. And we had everything mortgaged, including my family. Started with many ideas, threw them away, started all over again. Eventually it evolved into what you see today as Disneyland. But it all started from a daddy with two daughters wondering where he could take them, where he could have a little fun with them too.
The heart means a lot to me in that something will never be finished, something that I can keep developing and adding to. Not only can I add things, but even the trees will keep growing. The thing will get more beautiful every year. And I knew that if I did anything like the park, I had to have some kind of a medium like television to let the people know about it.
The world is a carousel of color, history, comedy, fantasy. There's drama and birth, there's old Mother Earth, with all of her secrets to see. The miracle of imagination, the marvels of earth, sea, and sky. These wonders untold are ours to behold in the funny world, the sunny world, the wonderful world of color.
And now your host, Walt Disney. Today, I want to share with you some of our ideas for Disney World. Here in Florida, we have something special we never enjoyed at Disneyland, the blessing of size. There's enough land here to hold all the ideas and plans we can possibly imagine. We know what our goals are. We know what we hope to accomplish. And believe me, it's the most exciting and challenging assignment we've ever tackled at Walt Disney Productions.
Throughout his storied career, Walt never gave up, despite the many challenges along the way. For his visionary work, he received hundreds of awards from all corners of the globe, more Academy Awards than any individual in history, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom for a lifetime of inspiring others. He created dreams that live on today for millions around the world. Walt's reply was surprisingly humble.
Well, my greatest reward, I think, is that I've been able to build this wonderful organization, and also to have the public appreciate and accept what I've done all these years. That is a great reward. But all individuals are different. I had a brother who I really envied because he was a mailman, but he was the one that had all the fun. He had himself a trailer, and he used to go off and go fishing, and he didn't worry about payrolls, heard stories, have picture grocers or anything. And he was the happy one. I always said he's the smart Disney. You know, I was stumped one day when the little boy asked, "Do you draw Mickey Mouse?" And I had to admit I do not draw anymore. Well, then you think up all the jokes and ideas. No, I said, I don't do that. Finally, he looked at me and said, "Mr. Disney, just what do you do?" Well, I said, sometimes I think of myself as a little bee. I go from one area of the studio to another and gather pollen and sort of stimulate everybody. I guess that's the job I do. You know, there's a lot of satisfaction in developing ideas into realities, but there's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting. We're interested in doing things that are fun, in bringing pleasure and especially laughter to people. But I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing. It was all started by...
I just got out of the Walt Disney show, and I thought it was really good. My personal opinion, it was 90% film, and maybe the very last 10% was the animatronic Walt Disney. I wish there was more animatronic time, because I have to say, looking at the animatronic on other videos that I've seen of Walt Disney, I was like, this doesn't look like Walt Disney at all. I will say, in person, he does look a lot better. So give it a chance. I was also told that the animatronic does represent Walt Disney in the later years of his life, which we don't have a lot of pictures and videos of Walt Disney much after 1955, and he passed 10 years later. So towards the end of his life, that is kind of like what he looked like. That's what the cast members are telling me. Also, funny little fact, the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is still in here, and the stage rotates in a circle when they want to switch out the show. So if you didn't know, now you do. So behind me is the little theater where they normally have the short cartoons that Walt Disney created, Steamboat Willie and whatnot. But for the 70th, they have a tribute to Sherman Williams, and all of the screens in there are showing a lot of the old footage of Disneyland and the Sherman Brothers, their music. And if that ain't your thing, it's also a great spot for air conditioning. Hello. Hi. Yes. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. She really talks to you. Wifey's angry, so we decided to stop into the Plaza Inn to get some lunch. They have a pretty good selection, and this is what we got. Got some fried chicken with some green beans, a biscuit, and gravy. And of course, we had to make a little hidden Mickey out of that. For the little one, we got the pasta with Alfredo sauce and cheese, which comes with a small little drink, carrots that I know he's not going to eat, and some applesauce. And, you know, I'm just a sucker for cheesecake. So, bon appetit.
Dentro del barco. Y cuide los pequeñitos. Gracias. Welcome to It's a Small World. For your safety, please remain seated throughout. out your
Look,
voyage.
are you ready?
Keeping your
Are you ready?
hands, arms,
Are you excited?
and legs inside the boat. And please watch your children.
No waterfall. Well, I told myself I was never going to get this. That it was a $60 piece of plastic. But here I am, because I have a 6-year-old and I think he would really like this. So there's 9 locations around the park. And once you have completed all 9 key locations, there's a pin that comes out right out of here. There's another little magic trick if you want the pin right away, but that's no fun. So now we got to find all 9 locations. Whoa! Look at that! You got the bubbles! Oh, you did the bubbles! Nice! That's 2. 2 out of 9. And look, we got the second color is purple. And now we have 2 castles. Here we go, number 3. All right, you did it. This is number 4. All right, go do it. Nice. Let's see what happens. Ooh, bubbles. Nice. And I think there's some dynamite up there too. Oh, there's the dynamite. Good job. And there's that one. Our color is orange. Do you guys know about the largest hidden Donald in all of Disneyland? It's right here. All right, here we go. Number 5. Number 5. There we go. All right, what color is this one? Red.
My favorite color.
There we go, red. Your favorite color, nice. All right, 5 down, 4 more to go. All right, number 6.
3, 2, 1.
What color are? Oh, yellow. I was right. Bees.
No bubbles.
And they're out of bubbles. All right, there is the honey. There's 6. Number 7.
Is this the last one?
No, not the last one. All right. It's teal. There we go. It's teal. Oh, and that's like the Haunted Mansion one. All right, a couple more to go. One thing I noticed on Club 33, they no longer have the stained glass right here. They put these boards in front of it. And I'm assuming that's because maybe too many people were pressing their head against the door. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's number 8. Green. Nice. And this one is the Jungle Cruise. Yeah, we got one more. Technically, this is the last one, but there is one more after this to open it up. All right, ready? Go for it. Red. All right, which one was that? Oh, that's the partner statue. Nice. All right, so we have all 9, and this is the last and final one. Here we go. 1. Ta-da! Woo! You did it! Look, what's that? What is that? Oh yeah! Come over here! Come over here!
Let's see what it is. What it is.
Wow! What did you get? What did you get?
A Disney pin.
You got a Disney pin. Can I see what it is? Can I see what it is? Let's see which one we got. We got the D with honey, cause you're my honey. Oh, nice. Good job. And look at that. It's all sparkly. You got them all. Well, folks, oh, my back. I am beat. 45 minutes until park closed, so I almost closed the park down. But I had a really good time. I don't think my feet and my back can take any more. There is so much going on here during the 70th birthday party / anniversary of Disneyland. So much to see, so much to do. I would confidently say you can't do it all in one day. So luckily we got 2 more trips that we can make before the end of the year. So I'm happy to say I can come back and do the rides that we weren't able to go on. I mean, we were basically just running around getting all of those locks with the key, which I have to admit I was against it at first, but don't knock it till you try it, I guess, you know? Kids love it, and I kind of liked it too, to be honest with you. And it's a good little keepsake. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a huge favor, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, really helps me out. And if it's one thing I've learned during the 70 years that Disneyland has been around, no matter how hard or hopeless a situation may seem, remember, that Walt came here to Hollywood with $20 in his pocket and a dream. And that dream, it all started with a mouse. I'll see you on the next adventure.